And okay, fine, we kissed, so what?
So? What? What else? Was there more, you know?
Well, I offered to take her back to my room and rip her clothes off.
So there was no?
No, she said no.
Well, she's a fool. Look, I'm just saying, having been down that road, I think, with you before, you know, that road that I'm mad as hell as my lover, so I'm gonna get with someone else in spite of him road, that lovely dead end that I think that we found ourselves maybe once or twice before.
I think more than twice.
Oh, yeah, and I actually think that we started maybe to have real feelings for each other. I mean, for a while there. Talked about it. Is that what's going on with you and Gigi? You developing real feelings for her?
You kissed Christian?
It didn't mean anything. I was drunk and really mad at you. I'm still kind of mad at you.
Still, but in your message...
I know. I said I was over it, and I am. It's just, how could you tell Adriana that we haven't had sex?
I didn't mean to tell her. She just kind of wormed it out of me.
How? With her tongue?
Ew, no. She was asking how things were going, and I said great, and that we were taking things slow, because I didn't want to mess things up, and she said how slow, and I didn't want to answer her, but... You know, Adriana, she just kept hounding me till I confessed.
You confessed.
That's not what I meant. It's nothing I'm ashamed of. It's private.
Yeah, it was, until Adriana told the whole world.
Gigi, I was telling her that I respect you and how much I love you, and that, you know, it was important for me to do things right this time.
That's very sweet. But you're not getting off that easy this time, Balsam. You also told Dorian about our non-existent sex life.
What? No.
That's what she told me.
When?
When I called you to let you off the hook for telling Adriana, Dorian answered your phone because you were busy helping Kelly get dressed for your date.
What date? No, there was no date. Kelly and I went to Todd and Taya's party as friends, nothing more. And as far as Dorian, Adriana must have told her, and that was just her stirring things up. That's what she does. But I'm sorry that Dorian upset you, and that I talked to Adriana.
And the kiss?
How do you know Kelly and I kissed?
I didn't. I was talking about you and Adriana.
That was before you and I were back together.
Back it up, Balsam. You kissed Kelly?
I might have left Joey a message last night.
You might have left him a message?
Okay. I left him a message. Okay, 7 messages. I thought I was calling his cell.
Why would you leave 7 messages for anybody, let alone Joey?
I may have had a couple of drinks. I was having a rough night.
So you called my little brother 7 times?
It was an accident, okay? It was a mistake. So, since he's not here, I'm gonna go ahead and erase
Oh,
them.
no. No, you need to think about this. I mean, 7 messages is a lot. You must have had something really important to say.
Yeah, or not. I was drunk, okay? Why are you being an ass right now?
I'm just thinking of my little brother. Settle down.
Who really doesn't need to hear what's on the messages.
Why not? What'd you say?
None of your business.
Oh, I think in the interest of history, you and Joey's, I think we need to listen to exactly what's on here before we erase it. What did you tell him, Kel?
Nothing.
Nothing? Then why are you so panicked?
Okay, you know what? So help me, Kevin. I'll do it.
Was it phone sex?
No! I hope not!
I have to hear this.
Kevin!
No,
I swear to God, you hit play, I will put that photo of you with the black socks and the sandals on the internet.
The black... Fine, just put the weapon down. Let's just relax here. Trust is a very precious thing, Kel. Just have a seat and get a drink and settle down.
Hi, it's Kelly. Never mind.
You jerk.
Oh, I thought I was being an ass.
Joey, hi. Kelly again. I'm so sorry to be calling so early, but I'm sure that you're probably still in bed, unless things have changed. I mean, of course they've changed. A lot has changed. That's why I'm trying to...
Marty actually brought the file over as a courtesy.
The hospitals called her in front of the board because of the whole thing with Hannah O'Connor, because Marty said that she could go free. And anyway, they're going to be going through all of Marty's files, so she thought she would spare Brody, and she didn't want anyone looking through his history.
Well, that was good of her.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
So why are you looking through his history?
Brody, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have the file, Marty.
Because I gave it back to you.
And I read it. All your notes, the things you circled.
I'm a psychiatrist. I'm legally bound to make records of my sessions with patients.
And to respect our privacy. Not to use whatever it is you think you've learned to torture people. That's privileged information. You want to talk about legally bound?
I assure you I've told no one about our sessions. And as I recall, you were worried about some paternity issue. That Jessica's baby wasn't yours.
No, that's no longer an issue. Jessica and I worked it out.
And the thing that you were afraid to tell her was going to jeopardize your relationship, hurt so many people? Sorry, you weren't that forthcoming. But I do remember that I told you to be honest, were you?
Stop playing games, Marty. If you have something to say, say it.
Games? Like the one you're playing with Natalie? You slept with her, Brody. You slept with your fiance's twin sister, your lieutenant's girlfriend. Don't you think John deserves to know? That the baby that he's hoping is his, that he thinks is his, might be yours? I'm gonna call him.
You got me. You know me, how can I not snoop? Just, just as tempting to go through your boyfriend's medicine cabinet. By the way, those headache pills are expired over a year. Anyway, Brody was pretty open with me about him going to Marty and how he's been pretty upset about Jessica sleeping with Ford.
Still, I don't think he'd appreciate you going through his file, and it's kind of unethical.
You're right. I won't say anything.
Okay, I just cleared things up with Brody about the other day when I was upset with you over the amnio, and I told him to back off, and I don't want to stir anything up again, okay?
Okay, I won't look through it. It's God's honor.
All right. He's going through a hard time. Let's just hope this paternity test proves he's the father.
You're not going to make that call, Marty. Not after you take a look at this.
What's that?
It's you in Dr. Wright's office. You know Dr. Wright, Natalie's obstetrician. Here you are, going through Natalie's medical records. You can keep that. I have all kinds of footage of you taking out Natalie's amnio report, making copies, taking a copy for yourself.
Where'd you get that?
I'm sure you know the hospital has all kinds of security cameras, but they added a bunch more after you fell down the stairs. Kind of ironic, huh? You're the reason you get caught. Anyway, with the hospital looking for ways to fire you, this will make it easier. And you know what that means, Marty. You'll lose your license. You'll never be able to work again. Your life will be over.
My life is over. I lost my son thanks to your lover.
Natalie is my friend, not my lover, and she had nothing to do with Cole unloading those bullets into Eli Clark's chest.
Everything to do with why he's in prison.
No, Cole took a plea because he knew he was guilty. He'll be out in 10 years, maybe less, ready to restart his life. But stealing medical records is a federal crime. How is it going to be for him when he comes home and you're behind bars?
Dorian, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, how would Clint get the necklace? It's obvious that Echo took it off the grave.
Why would you assume that?
Because she's the one who perpetrated this stupid story about Rex's parents being star-crossed lovers from New Mexico. Where's that book? There it is. She even copied the letters out of this old book.
The love letters of Rick and Lily. By Blaise Pardee.
Pardee.
That sounds familiar.
It was Asa's grandmother in Texas.
Oh, so this is a vanity publication.
Yes.
I bet there aren't too many copies of this around.
No, of course not.
What do you want to bet? Clint has one of them.
You're suggesting Clint had these letters copied? Why?
Because he's Rex Balsam's father, and he doesn't want anybody to know it.
Matthew, I will do whatever it takes to protect our family. Even date the mother of a young man who did you wrong.
So you're dating her for me?
Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. It's another thing Asa always told me.
So you don't like Nate's mom?
Let's just put it this way. I have a plan, Matthew. I always have a plan.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to come out like that. I was gonna tell you, I was always gonna tell you, just better somehow.
So you kissed Kelly.
You know, to be completely accurate, she kissed me. And yeah, I kind of went with it for a second. Anyway, the point is...
Why?
Gee, because you were upset. You were in Paris, you weren't answering my calls, and Echo de Savoy had just jerked me around again. I had had 2 or 3 drinks too many, and it just happened. But it was a mistake, and I knew it right away.
How was it for Kelly? Did she keep her clothes on at least?
Yes. And to be completely honest, it actually was a good thing that it happened.
Oh.
It made her realize something, that she needs to stop lying to herself and go after the guy she really wants.
It was always so easy getting naked in front of you.
Okay, you know what? I am not gonna post that picture on the internet. I'm gonna tell everybody they can when you sleep.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Watch me.
Well, I don't know how my little brother feel about that, because then I'd have to explain to him why you're all of a sudden bent on revenge.
All right, look, you have any idea how much I hate you right now? Come on.
So how long have you been carrying this torch for Joey, huh?
Hey, I'm sorry.
No, listen, I'm fine. Trust me, I've been dating a lot. Might surprise you to know that I'm apparently a hot item out there.
Of course you are.
Well, you didn't seem to think so. But now I know why.
Look, I don't know why.
You don't know why. I know. Listen, I do, okay? Look, we're always going to be friends, but it just, I don't know. It's never worked between us.
Thank you for being so good about this.
No, I'm happy for you.
So is Joey free? Is he dating anyone?
Not that I know of.
Okay, look, I'm gonna go on and head on to work and see Zane, and then I guess I'm gonna head on back to Lambview.
Oh, you can stay here if you want and wait for Joey to get back.